and welcome to day 3 of the UCI Junior Tracks World Cycling Championships. I'm Kat Curie and I'm here at the newly opened Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome, one of the most modern and busiest velodromes in the world. Around 250 athletes have been sent to Scotland from around 32 countries, all set to compete in what's one of the most exciting international track cycling events of the year. Day 2 saw a fantastic start for the women of Team GB, with Danielle Kahn winning gold in the women's individual pursuit. The medals didn't stop there though for the British girls, as they went on to take gold in the women's team pursuit, setting a new world record time for the event. Britain's Matt Gibson narrowly missed out on the bronze medal to Pavel Chursin of Russia in the men's individual pursuit, with Australia taking home both gold and silver. Russia saw more medals in the men's keirin, snapping up gold and bronze, while the men's scratch race went to Germany. So on to day 3, and we've got 3 more golds up for grabs, and we're going to kick off the action with the men's 1 kilometre time trials.
So quickly on to the 25th rider now from Germany, and a European champion, took gold in the team sprint just the other week and also took silver in this particular discipline with a 1:03 ride, and here a couple of days ago took bronze in the team sprint. Maximilian Dornbach.
Well, Maximilian will have to apply maximum effort here to this one to try and move up to the top of our classification. Remember, Caponi of France is the current leader. Young of Korea second. For so long he was at the top of that table. And Hooper of New Zealand currently in 3rd spot. And as we come around to the completion of the opening lap for Dornbach of Germany, and that's 2:87 inside the required pace. So let's see if we can keep this momentum going as the kilometre time trial progresses. We're at the halfway point when he reaches the home straight this time. 33.195, still faster by 0.3 of a second. Looking good for the German here, Dornbach. Maximilian Dornbach has got 1 lap to go when he comes to the line this time. He is still inside that fastest pace of Caponi. So this is going to be agonisingly close, but I think Dornbach may be on schedule here to upset that position of the French rider at the top of the classification. Heading for the finish line now. Dornbach of Germany will stop the clock in 1:03.129. I reckon that's the fastest time by over a second.
And here we have from the Russian Federation a man who is a European champion at this discipline. Took this title just about a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, with a time of 1:02.807. The world record's only a 1:1. He's already had 2 medals here this week, a keirin bronze yesterday and a team sprint silver 2 days ago. Alexander Dubchenko.
So the penultimate competitor, as my colleague Mike Smith just reflected, is in particularly good form at the moment. Let's see if that continues in this ride in the kilometre time trial. Get an indication after the opening 250 metres of his pace, and he is marginally faster by 0.04 of a second. Fully on top of that gear now, settled into his rhythm. And the man who is the European medalist at this discipline, with that time not too many miles away from the world record. And he's 0.2 of a second faster than Dornbach at the halfway marker. Well, this competition really building up to an exciting climax. Speaking of exciting, the coach really is encouraging the rider there, Dubchenko. And it's still just hovering around the advantage point, but it's very close indeed for Dubchenko of the Russian Federation. He's coming to the line now to complete the ride in a time of 1:03.227, and that is slower than Dornbach, so Dubchenko goes into 2nd place.
Well, the last man to go is the Australian, and he won a pursuit gold medal yesterday. Is he as good at the shorter distance as he is in the pursuit? Ladies and gentlemen, Zach Shaw.
So the last man to go, Zachary Shaw of Australia. Standing on those pedals, stomping them over, trying to get that gear going at maximum revs. And he's just a little off the pace at the completion of the opening lap by 0.7 of a second. So that time of Dornbach looking better and better, but not over yet. Shaw reaches the halfway point. He's almost a second behind, and that'll be very difficult to close down in the final 2 laps. So Zachary Shaw of Australia, our final competitor for the men's 1 kilometre time trial, after which we will know the medalists, top 3. 1 lap to go for Zach Shaw. Can he lift it in this final half lap? Yes, he can, but it's not quite there. It's going to be very, very close indeed for Shaw. On the line, 3rd fastest, so he grabs himself a bronze medal. Zach Shaw of Australia. But Max Dornbach is the winner of that classification, will take the gold medal, and Dubchenko finishes 2nd, Shaw in 3rd spot. So a hotly contested kilometre time trial final, with the medals in doubt right up until the final ride.
In the men's 1K time trial, Australia take bronze, Russia takes silver, and Germany bags gold. Now over to the women's individual pursuit. First up, we have the bronze medal race.
Women's individual pursuit final, Josie Talbot of Australia. She clocked 2:28.566 in qualification, and her opponent Jessica Parra in the back straight from Colombia, very close, 2:28.754. So little to choose between them in the qualification round. Let's see if that's reflected in this final for the bronze medal here this evening. Completion of the first half kilometre, 39.508 for Talbot and 46.01 for Parra. So the Australian just a slender lead. Both riders riding steadily and cranking out the required revolutions of those pedals to keep them very much on terms here as we approach the halfway point. A 4-lap marker, 1:15.744 for Talbot, 1:15.830 for Parra, so still very little to choose between them. It's going to come down to who can put in the stronger ride in the second half of this pursuit match. And an indication there that the Colombian's starting to ease back against her Australian opponent. You can judge it for yourself, not only from looking at the times on our big scoreboard, but also from glancing across the track as each rider crosses the home station, the red line across the track on the home and back straights. So Talbot dropping 0.2 of a second behind the pace of the Colombian Parra now. Just going to be 1 lap to go this time. This really is close. The deficit's swinging back to the Colombian rider as Talbot again goes ahead, only by another small margin of 0.2 of a second. Well, it was close in qualification. I think it's going to be just as close, if not even closer, in this ride for the bronze medal. Well, and the final analysis, it was Australia who just put in a very powerful final 250 metres. Josie Talbot celebrating her birthday in fine style by taking a bronze medal in the women's individual pursuit. Her time 2:27.860, and the time for Jessica Parra of Colombia 2:28.874.
So here we come to the big one, the race for gold. In the home straight for Australia, a team pursuit bronze yesterday for Lauren Perry. And in the back straight for the Russian Federation, she took team pursuit silver yesterday and was actually a bronze medalist in this discipline in the World Junior Championships last year in New Zealand, Natalia Mosarova.
So the battle for the gold and silver medals in the junior women's individual pursuit final. Completion of the first lap, and nothing in it. It's going to be another closely run one, just a 700th of a second. There's the time separating them. And in qualification this morning, it was Perry who posted the faster time, hence the reason she started in the home straight. 2:27.890, and Mozarova posting 2:28.207. Still very closely matched, just a tenth of a second between them. .08 of a second now in favour of the Russian Federation rider. But you cannot separate them visually just glancing across the track. This is very closely matched indeed. We're approaching the halfway checkpoint, and at that point 1:15.009 for Perry, 1:14.888 for Mozarova, so she still has a marginal advantage over her Australian opponent, but that I think is changing now, because Mozarova falls 0.2 of a second behind the pace of Perry. As we get into the closing stages here, it'll be a couple of laps to go when they reach their home station this time. So this really is going to go down to the wire in the battle for the gold and silver medal. Australian coach imploring his rider to go faster, and she's doing so. 0.6 of a second now to the advantage of Australia. Lauren Perry on course for the gold medal, but let's see if Mozarova of the Russian Federation has got anything in reserve for the final lap. Bell this time for both riders, still the advantage to Australia and Lauren Perry. Can she clinch this gold medal ride here? Well, that's a big gap now for Mozarova to try and close, and Perry looking good for yet more gold for Australia. Here she comes through to the line now and taking the gold medal in the time of 2:27.156 from Australia, Lauren Perry, and the time for Natalia Mozarova of the Russian Federation, 2:28.642. She will take home the silver medal.
In the women's individual pursuit, Australia take home bronze, Russia takes silver, and another gold medal for Australia. Welcome back to Glasgow for the UCI Junior Track World Cycling Championships. Let's head straight back to the track for the men's points race.
29 laps to go.
Yeah, Thomas looking in an even stronger position now, taking another 5 points. The Frenchman really doing a terrific points race here. Benjamin Thomas now with 5 points, Liza with 3, Osorio taking the 2, and Oliveira the 1, which means Thomas has extended his lead to 11 points now. He has 38 points to Osorio's 27. Crisafulli is in bronze medal position on 26, and we've got 3 riders just outside the medal positions at the moment, all on 24 points. Wang, Aitchison and Oliveira, but at the moment it's looking very, very good for the Frenchman.
Indeed it is. Meanwhile, we've got a new leading group of 4 riders, including Hiroto Harai of Japan. Also there is Liam Aitchison of New Zealand, and for company they also have the rider from Chile, Christian Cornejo, and the final member of that 4-rider league group will actually now swell to 5. The rider from Denmark also latching onto the back of that one. Along with the other member of that group is Lice of Italy. So they are the leaders on the track with 25 laps to go. 3 sprints remaining to determine the outcome of the medals. But an 11-point advantage for the rider from France, Benjamin Thomas, looking promising. 5-man lead group. Malaysia trying to bridge across to it. Full of racing is Afiq Othman of Malaysia, and he joins the leaders. Main field, though, aren't too far behind, ticking down the laps to the next sprint, as Denmark make the running with Emil Wang. Well, a bit of a change around in that lead group. 2 riders being dropped. Othman, though, decides he wants back with that leaders, and he's putting in a big effort to get there. Rider who was dropped was Lice of Italy. But as we approach the bell for the next sprint, Those 5 leaders within touching distance of the main field. Particularly so as Julian Witt of Germany is lifting the pace, bridging the gap along with Joshua Harrison of Australia. So the race all back together as we approach the sprint line this time. Oh, and it was Chile just in the middle ahead of a joint challenge from Denmark and Japan. We'll await Mike's confirmation of that very close finish for 2nd and 3rd place. Looked like New Zealand in 4th spot. 19 laps to go. 2 sprints remain. Well, as Australia mount a new attack, we have now got confirmation of that sprint.
Yes, thanks, Carl. Conejo just getting the 5 there, Wang the 3, Harai the 2 and Aitchison the 1. And although Thomas didn't score there, that's very significant because there are only 2 more sprints to come. And in sprinting terms, apart from lap gains, in sprinting terms, there are only 10 points available and he's 11 points clear. So he's got to hope now that nobody gains a lap on him and he gets round safely. And he's got the gold medal. We're not there yet, though. He leads with 38 points, Thomas, from Wang, who has 27, Osorio also on 27, and Crisafulli on 26, with Aitchison on 25, Oliveira on 24, and Witt on 22. Those are the 7, of course, who gained that lap a little earlier in the competition. But at the moment, Thomas is definitely in pole position.
Yep, inside 4K to go, 15 laps in fact on our lap board when the riders come into the home straight this time. The peloton again are all together, no leaders clear of them at the moment. An attack though on the inside, one who's been very active, Said Lietze of Italy, makes the move again, being pursued by the representative of Ireland, Mark Downey. So Lietze and Downey are the 2 leading riders. 14 laps to go. Jacob Reagan just trying to lift the pace in the main field as well. Clipping clear with the Mexican rider. That's Moreno. But not being allowed to escape. Meanwhile, Lietze and Downey still making the moves at the front. Moreno, the Mexican rider, along with Reagan, still very active at the head of the chasing peloton. Just short of a quarter of a lap advantage, and we're 2 away from the penultimate sprint. Downey and Lietze. Well, Litze's the best place of the 2 of them. He's in 13th spot at the moment with only 3 points scored. Downey yet to open his account. Well, he's left it late to challenge for a medal. But it would be so nice to cross the line in 1st place. They're 11 laps away from that, 1 away from the penultimate sprint. Mark Downey of Ireland in the green colours, and Said Lietze of Italy in the blue and white. Denmark lead the chasing peloton. And you can't keep down the race leader, Benjamin Thomas, even though he's theoretically got enough points already. Thomas coming through for 3rd spot in that sprint behind Lietze and Downey. And it looked like the Japanese rider Hirai also sweeping up some points there. So that'll rejig the classification a little bit in the minor placings, but it increases the advantage for Benjamin Thomas to an unassailable position with just 9 laps to go.
Absolutely, Carl. Lietze it was who took the 5 points there from Downey with 3, but Thomas got a vital 2 points there to really seal it, barring accidents. And Oliveira was in 4th place at that sprint with 1 point. So Thomas has now extended his lead to 13 points over his nearest challengers, with only 1 more sprint to come. He's got 40 points. Wang and Osorio at the moment are equal on 27 points in silver medal position. Crisafulli's only 1 point behind on 26, and Aitchison and Oliveira are on 25. So whilst Thomas looks sure, barring accidents, to take the gold, there's one heck of a fight going on here between 5 or 6 riders for the minor medals.
There sure is, Mike. In meantime, it is Germany on the attack. Julian Witt, who has taken this race by the scruff of the neck in the closing stage. It's just 6 laps to go. Colombian rider in 2nd spot here, trying to close down the gap. Juan Osorio. Well, he's one of the riders vying for that silver medal, tied on points with Emil Wang. And as Mike said, Crisafulli and Aitchison also within contact along with Oliveira. So this really is a battle for the minor placings. Gold medal looks assured, but the silver and bronze certainly not. It'll all come down to the final sprint for the line, and we are only 4 laps away from that point. 1 kilometre of racing to decide the medal positions in the junior men's points race final. Germany have the head of the race. Julian Witt of Germany into the back straight, being pursued now again by the Czech Republic this time. 3 laps to go. Remember, that battle for the minor placings is where all the action will lie. Witt has not got sufficient points to challenge for that. He's in 7th place at the moment with 22. 5 points might just get him, though, up into a medal position. So 2 to go. Julian Witt of Germany ahead of the rider from Denmark, Wang, who's in 2nd place in the classification, attacking around the outside now in the closing stages. We've got 1 lap to go. Bell on the line this time. The rider on the attack from Chile is Cornejo, and he is lying further down the classification with only 9 points scored, so he'll take away the points from those looking for the 2nd and 3rd places. Cornejo looks like he's going to take the final sprint. The Argentinian in the middle of the chasing pack here. Looks like he'll pick up 2nd place, and Aitchison of New Zealand was there as well. So Christofouli, subject to confirmation, was there or thereabouts in that sprint. Well, we'll wait for the confirmation of that sprint for 2nd place. Cornejo, no doubt he was the winner, but the minor places in that final sprint will determine the outcome of this men's points race final.
We're still waiting for the results of the photo for the minor placings in that final sprint, because it all depends upon that final sprint as to who gets the minor medals. We know that Cornejo got the 5 points by winning that final sprint, but he's not involved in the medals. So we await still the result of the photo, and there we have it now on the screen. There you have it on the main scoreboard. Wang and Osorio, I'm told, have taken the the silver and the bronze medals in that event. I'm just hearing other things, forgive me, coming over my headphones. In fact, it's Aitchison who's gone ahead. It's just come up as they've re-looked at the photograph. Aitchison took 2nd place in the final sprint. Oliveira took 2 points for 3rd, and Othman 1 point for 4th. So in fact, Aitchison has gone ahead of Wang into the silver medal position. Oliveira on 27, Wang on 27, Osorio on 27. And having looked at the photograph again, it has been clear that of those 3, Oliveira was the first of them to cross the line, and therefore he takes the bronze. So it's gold for Thomas, silver for Aitchison, and bronze for Oliveira in what proved to be a thrilling finish.
In the men's points race, Portugal take bronze, New Zealand silver, and France takes gold. So that ceremony marks the end of day 3, but we've still got 2 more days of exhilarating action here at the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome in Glasgow. I'll be here again tomorrow night with all the highlights. I do hope I'll see you then.